It is capital P, word password,
Okay.
and then I want at the end, no space.
Password.
Yep.
It's gonna help you.
There's your phone, small phone, single phone.
Travel a lot, like, I mean, that's my. Yeah, yeah, a lot. That's okay. I had the doctor playing 3 times. My first time.
Seven months.
How did you lie?
I knew engineer. It's
software consultant. Well, 6 weeks. That's awkward. They drive through the go through I'm still at my project. Yeah, very exciting. Except that I applied in Minneapolis and just tried to and was already kind of I guess design software for Yeah, a lot of people. I'm gonna say hi. But I hope family's doing
Goodies. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
I yield to the recommendations.
Huh?
I yield to the recommendation.
Served up by the lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Very nice of them.
That's correct. They can continue to do it.
That's nice. I thank them very much.
I didn't get you guys here.
I might have to great.
Took it out, started shaving, and then, I had a whole kid buzz. No, but there is a spot. A spot, put close. I don't know. I'm sure. I didn't. No, I didn't. I the title. She twice already. Now shaking. Starting. Okay, then you just read what you have down, but I'll. Oh, you do both sides? I was wondering about that. It's very hard to put half on it. Right, and already had something. So this for the shipping company doesn't know. It's not black.
Gentlemen,
Open up.
we're ready to start with fourth degree assembly meeting. What I would like you to do is to please stand. Chin, about face, and thank our ladies that took care of us today. Yeah, John and Maria, thank you. All right, do I remain standing? Okay. With that, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Neil stand for prayer and paper controller.
Our Father,
for heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Hey, Queen of the Night.
Pray for us.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, just have a seat. And so I'm going to ask our special captain to do the elements of the fourth degree. I have them over there on the table to display. Not hearing me? How about now? No, it's hearing me. How about now? Better? Okay. I probably shut it off to make the bitch. Good. Do you like that? Hey, Gene, did you get something to eat?
Brothers, as we begin our deliberations this evening, let us remember the principle of our fourth degree is patriotism. And these are the emblems of our degree: the flag, the sword, and the cross. This is our flag. We love it and shall ever defend it. This is our sword. Let us keep it bright for liberty's sake. And this is the cross of Christ, the exponent of Christian ideals, the conqueror of death, the giver of life, for it was crimsoned with the blood of self-sacrifice.
Thank you. Okay, next. Officers, please stand. Okay, take one.
Faithful Navigator Joe Cardona,
Here,
faithful Captain Dick Jacobson, here. Faithful Scribe Joe Wax,
excuse.
Inter Sentinel Mel Phelps, here. Trustee 1 year Jerry Sullivan, trustee 3 years John Howe.
Here.
Faithful Comptroller Robert Nee.
Yeah.
Faithful
Everyone stand by. Everyone please stand. Welcome. We had mail in the back, so if you haven't had dinner, please help you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All be seated.
Faithful Flyer, followed by Dallas, our Sentinel, James Tablet, Edson, trustee 2 years Mike Whittle, color force manager Joe Cardona.
Here. All right, thank you very much for taking off. All right, so the next item to the agenda is the reading of last month's minutes. Yes,
Faithful Navigator, for matters of expediency, I make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes as written and published.
anyone second? Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Reading of bills and communication. First one is from the VA. On behalf of the Boise VA patients and staff, we would like to extend our appreciation to you for your donation of gift cards for veterans, but also through the efforts of the community partners like you that allow us to continue the quality care and services that we seek to provide for our deserving veterans. Next one is from the Archdiocese for Military Services. So Brother Robert Reed would really like this one. Dear Mr. Cardona, thank you for your recent gift to the Archdiocese for the Military Services USA. Your gift of $500 was received on 21 June 2023. I am grateful for your kind support of AMS and those who entrust to her care. Each of us recognize our debt to service members and their families for the sacrifices they are asked to make in order to defend our liberties. With your kind support, the AMS will continue to strive to meet their needs, as well as those who receive and give care at the Department of Veteran Affairs medical centers, and our young people preparing for service at the United States military academies. Last paragraph. Please continue to pray for an increase in vocations to the priesthood and religious life. More than 300,000 Catholics between the ages of 18 and 29 are on active duty. The U.S. military provides church with substantial pool of priestly vocation. Know that your intentions will be remembered at the altar. With sentiments of unwavering gratitude, I remain sincerely yours in Christ. Reverend Timothy P. Rogelio. A really, really nice thank you. This letter provides two things: a receipt for $500, but just imagine that our impact is to 300,000 soldiers. That's something, huh? So from out of Boise, Idaho, Meridian, we're making impact across the country. All right, the next one is report of faithful navigator. So I'm trying to not be redundant a lot of times. I'm reading agenda items before they're presented in the order. But I just wanted to tell you that I'm influenced by the quality training I did in the Air Force for 10 years. That was considered additional duty, and sometimes it was more than 40 hours a week as additional duty. Anyway, so a point to make that we were taught that a person needs to hear something 7 times to be remembered. So that may sound ridiculous, but based on studies back, but it's now 22 years ago, that seemed to be the fact. A person that has a good experience will go and tell only 7 people of that good experience they had. But if a person has a bad experience, they'll go and tell at least 20 people. So that just means their anger level, whatever, is such that they had to repeat the bad experience more frequently. Another unfortunate result of insensitive or inappropriate speech or action. The actions of one reflects on the whole. So for us as knights or any type of individual, we have to remember it's not Joe James, it's the Knight of Columbus. It's not Joe Cardona, it's the Knight of Columbus. So, and not there's any complaints, not at all. But just to be aware that when we're up, that we don't just represent ourselves, we represent the entire organization. And so just to be aware of that. So some key points from my team member training in the Air Force as a lead instructor. Which brings me to a soft cover book that I saw up at my mother-in-law's house in Orfino District. The soft cover book's title, I didn't get to read it, but the title said, "The Courage to Care, Having the Courage to Lead." And we could go into depth as far as the courage to care. Sometimes the courage to care is that it's going to take time, making a commitment and an obligation. And so that's what we're doing as members of the Knights of Columbus. The second part, having the courage to lead. I can tell you, I've been in a leadership role for years and years and years. I have a little anxiety with that every time I stand up here in front of you. And it's not that you make me nervous. It's not that I don't know what I'm about to talk about. It's that I hope that at the end of the meeting, you walk away satisfied that I gave you the information that you needed to hear so that we can continue to progress in a positive manner as an organization. Both titles say a lot, as I just explained. Reminds me the homily that Father Vitalis gave last year, and this is redundant, but it was at an outdoor pro-life mass. Putting prayer in action. It is not enough to pray alone. This is quotes from him. One needs to put their prayers into action, and so that's what we do every day. The thank you letters, the people that come up to us and give us praise. It's validation that we're doing the right things for the right reason. I want to express my appreciation to our faithful captain, Nick, faithful controller, Robert, our trustees for stepping up to get us through this critical assembly accomplished, meaning that we have a faithful person that had to resign for good reasons, and they collectively got together and they did what needed to be taken care of. Another individual I want to recognize, he's a very unassuming Sir Knight, and that would be Sir Knight Ed Shaw. Look at him, there he is. So we were at the last loft dinner, and my wife casually mentioned, well, you go to the VA hospital for a picnic for vets and ice cream social. And she says, well, who's going to help you? And then Ed's ears perked up, and he says, and he asked me a question. I said, stop. You're doing enough. You're driving stuff to Corpus Christi. You're here tonight. You do this, you do that. And his comment when, surprisingly, I shouldn't have been, he arrives at the VA picnic grounds, and he said, I asked him, why are you here? And he said, you volunteer now? And he says, you know, if I have the time, I'm gonna make the time. So thank you, brother, for being there. And just to brag about him, again, very unassuming, but a gentleman. He wants me to stop. I'm not going to stop because he was a great ambassador. He assisted mobility challenged people. He fed a quadriplegic patient who's in a wheelchair, couldn't feed himself. Had a nice conversation with the individual. And then the icing on the cake, he went table to table. Didn't matter how old or young you were. He sat there, said hello, and danced with them for a little while. It's so good. So a comment from the Elks Club lead person said, it is so good to have United support our VA function. So the shirt, the marketing, and he's not doing okay. Can I talk about the Mako guys? Because there's expression of appreciation for the guys that show up to the community living center and take care of bingo participants. So we'll get a VA report, but I couldn't let this special thank you go unrecognized and unannounced. So that's mine. Next, Board of Controller. Federal Controller.
Oh, the good news is we have 137 members in the assembly. So
137, you said?
That's with all of the new members that are now in the system, so I can report the 37 members. Also, the annual audit was completed. Was completed and signed off by the trustees and sent to Supreme by Judy August 1st.
Thank you. Right, we have Jim KofC. Would you please stand from that one? Jim, stand. Will you mind introducing your companions here today? Jim and Company Connector have transferred to our assembly. So, Rick?
Thank you, Joe. We're transferring into Napa. We were there a long time, but we didn't know what it used to be. And so we're coming here where it is, what it is. And two other gentlemen with me, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Sure.
But they're transferring in as well. Jim? I'm Jim Daniels. Just checking in. I've been a mentor for 70-some years, so.
Thank you.
I'm Ed Simbolski. I'm originally from Vermont, came out here in 2002. I've been at Knight since 1967 and held every office in both degrees.
We have the transfer forms here for the process. So, again,
Anyway, we're glad to be part of the District County Assembly, and it's nice to see, we know some of the people because we used to work with VA bingo a lot, and some of the people used to be involved in that, and I see here. So we're looking forward to being involved.
welcome. Okay, currently our faithful purser position is vacant, so yes. Yes.
Okay, so we started the month of July with $8,285.18. There was no deposits. However, outgoing was $410.64. $210.64 for that was for new shirts and the colour Baltics for the officers. However, we and this is good news, we gave out $200 in uniform rebates for new members of the Colour Corps, Steve Tosterud and Kyle Bunker. So that's good news. We did 2 new members there. There's another 2 checks outstanding for the uniform rebates for the last month, and that's Michael Canis and Greg Asimus. So 4 new Colour Corps members. The second part of that disbursement will happen after they've been through training and attended, I think, at least 1 or 2.
I'll go into that.
So that's good news that we have some new blood in the Colour Corps.
Thank you for the report. Okay, next is Colour Corps Commander's report. So as you just heard, we have 4 Sir Knights received $100 regalia rebates, with the second $100 rebate come after they complete the second training. And that is with the understanding that they will participate in 2 Colour Corps support requested functions. I say 2 functions because once you see and feel the gratitude coming from those we serve, you just can't stop being part of the Army. But there's more. We already have showing the degree of early dedication. We have 2 Colour Corps candidates that went and purchased the sword kit. So appreciate that. And we have a 5th brother. Again, can he stand up? Okay. Duplex. Okay, he just put in the order for his regalia. He'll be eligible for a rebate. And okay, I'm going to try to say as manly as I can. He was looking down at the ground, and he asked me last Saturday before Mass, would it be okay if I joined the Colour Corps? And hell yeah. Yeah. And, you know, his father was a color corps commander, and he's the one, your dad, is the one that asked me, come back tonight to come and be color corps commander, so. Thank you for joining us. Just to summarize, you know, 15 new nights from the May 6th, 4th degree simplification. We're running almost 50% of those new nights going to color corps. And as we talk to council members, I just want to make sure that as we promote the 4th degree, there is not the expectation that they have to be color corps. I just want that as an understanding. But coming 4th degree means you're completing the 4th lesson of our Knights of Columbus. Miss Ann Hackett and wife of Robert Hackett, and Brother Hackett did Special Olympics for years and years and years. That was his stick, and he did it very well. He's in mental memory care facility, and so he's sort of doing okay. And he smiles when he sees Mrs. Ann, or we call her Soda King. Anyway, she donated his sword to the 4th degree, the color corps. And I thanked her on our behalf. Last item is that initial color corps training is scheduled for the 12th of August. It'll be from 9 to 12. And of that training will be 4th degree and color corps history. You know, why become a color corps member? Verbal and non-verbal commands, facing and marching movements, regular mass and funeral mass procession routines. We're actually going to practice all of this during the first session. And then for the new candidates to understand that you can participate in those functions at that time, and we're going to take care of you. A second training session to be scheduled will be flag folding, outdoor changing of the colors, indoor posting of colors, change of the guard. That's our most technical, challenging routine, but we make it through. And that is changing of the guard for clergy and changing of the guard for knights and knight spouses. Just for everyone to know, right now, due to manning, that we only obligate ourselves to do color corps support for night and for their spouses only. And the last item is outdoor processions such as Corpus Christi, Lady of Guadalupe, and to include pro-life. And that concludes my report as your color corps commander. Okay. Reports of committees, reading of applications, Nice. Right, are you here? Oh, there you are. Okay. Thank you.
I have no new names, as we just heard. Thank you. We've had 3 transfers. However, there is a new date for another exemplification for the 4th degree. Instead of waiting for next spring or early summer, I was told that on Veterans Day, November 11th, that's a Saturday, will be another exemplification for the 4th degree in Nampa. I'm not exactly sure the parish is going to be at, but that's another venue and date for another exemplification.
Okay, so
It's the location is at St. Paul's Church in Nampa.
Okay.
And then all the following will be at Marist Hall. And it'll actually be a veterans dinner.
Oh, nice.
So they're gonna roll it all into one. So it's gonna be justification, mass, veterans dinner. It's gonna be a well attended.
Yes. Very appropriate.
very good, thank you.
Yes. So I expect to have lots of new names come up soon.
Very good.
And 4 reporters to follow But we'll be putting that information out, and as we do our combined degrees every third Thursday of the month, we'll be informing them of that fact, and hopefully we'll start gathering a good number of them.
And then we'll have a date to share with them as far as the opportunity for fourth degree.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Very
Thank
good.
you very much. Thank you. Okay, welfare committee, so Mary James.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank everybody for your prayers for my wife, who recovered very well. Thanks to your prayers, she was in the hospital for a few days. She recovered from this mild stroke very well. No consequences, no paralysis. Thanks again.
Okay. So now Chuck is not recovering well from his second knee replacement, and that's why he's not here tonight. And so we need to remember him at the end of the meeting for prayers. And that sometimes that happens with knee surgery, and not so much with hip surgeries, but the other knee doesn't always cooperate, with having a successful outcome. So with that said, can I have someone talk about our most recent bingo function there at the DA?
It was interesting on the last meeting, because we went over there and there was one gentleman from the other council, the other assembly, who hadn't done bingo since before COVID. And I had quite a lot of people that came along. And so we jumped in and took over. We outnumbered the patients about 2-1. But thank you for all the folks that have helped out there, because it worked out pretty well. And Steve, there. Let's see who else. This is somebody. Anyway, it worked out pretty well, but they really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the report. And one of the things that's really important is that when you're dealing with patients and you're doing a special project, it's really important for consistency. You don't have to be at every function, but those patients are so dependent on and enjoy your participation, and just you being the showing that you can. And some patients require a 2-on-1 type of care and assistance. So thank you so much for you guys that went to the bingo. And then with that, I and Brother Ed, we went to the VA picnic, which was on the 27th, and we did our ice cream social. And we had the two cutest little kids, I should say young people, handing out the ice cream. They needed supervision, but we had that covered. And they just got a kick out of handing ice cream. And adults, you would never think it. Is that just an ice cream cone? But boy, did they big smile. If some came back for seconds, Anyway, and that was part of the Ed Shaw show. It was most excellent. And and that's one of the other things with Cardone is that if you think that no one is watching or listening, guess again. There's always someone watching, listening, and worship, taking notes. So we also, the notes are in a positive manner. And thank God for Knights of Columbus this year. So, okay, with that said, a report of the trustees. Tonight, John.
Thank you. And the annual report was completed and submitted, and so that task is done. Thank you to Senator Robert for all his effort in making sure that we got that through on time and whatnot. And then the trustee has been involved also with the assistance with helping some of to fill the vacant positions.
All right, thank you very much for that report. All right, so, there's no, unfinished business, so our new business, and, I'll try to get to it gracefully here, is the election, of a faithful person. So, just a reminder that this position is for the remainder of our fraternal year. And the other thing that's important, which I should have stated at that, certain night, Paul Edwards appropriately resigned to take care of family, and taking care of family with employment. And when he gets off duty working, then he's taking care of two needy patients, his parents, and sure they are taken care of. So, God bless him, and I think about him all the time. And his dad, Stuart Edwards, is that he was one of the charter members for the council, also for the assembly. So with that, what I'd like to do is ask for, are there any nominations from the floor for faithful person? Recognize, Jerry.
I sent a letter out to a couple of candidates that I have observed all over the church and at these meetings, and doing good, great things, and I thought they'd be great assets to the officer's corps. And I listed all the things that I've done in my 6 years as purser, which would not be in the handbook, like get the shirts and the badges and all the things that just aren't listed, but they fall into this person's category. I would like to nominate a candidate that will go back and say we can honor that position, and that is David Brooks.
So there's a nomination for David Brooks. Do I have a second for that nomination? Okay, a second. Do I have another nomination from the floor for a faithful person? Do I have another nomination from the floor for a faithful person? Okay, do I have another nomination?
What do you think, I stand to make a motion that all nominations cease at this time, and that we elect David Brooks by unanimous acclamation.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, congratulations to Maddie. And don't keep this so
Thank you all, others. This is, it truly is an honor. First of all, being nominated. And secondly, to be able to serve in this capacity, which is a huge I have to admit. Although I do have some experience in project management and budgeting and forecasting and lots of work in Excel sheets, so I hope I can keep up with what you've all put together, and with training from Jerry and Robert and all of you who made us serve in this position before. I look forward to learning from all of you. And again, it's an honor. Thank you very much.
So our faithful comptroller and 3 trustees are going to have a comprehensive training session. Make sure that David knows everything that he needs to be successful in that position. Thank you. Okay. Next item is safe environment certification. There is 60, a little less than 60 days out from the required renewal training. And so it behooves us, and it's really, I would say, mission essential that we have maintained our safe environment certification. I'm just a logic guy, you know, so it's just gotta make sense to me. So for us to be in this part of the building, if RE was actually going on now, it'd be okay. But if RE was in session, children's religious instruction was in session, we really can't go past that door. We only can use this bathroom. And we were using our old Knights of Columbus classroom, meeting room. As illogical as this may sound to you, to use the bathroom, we would have to go from the classroom outside to use this bathroom. Now, with that said, what happens is, with this training and us being certified, then we can be allowed to be in the physical presence of young people. With that said, the thing that's valuable about safe environment training is that it alerts you to how to avoid potential problems in the future. Things that you see or do innocently that can get you in a heap of trouble, which means the actions of one reflect on the whole. I mean, our Knights of Columbus Council and Assembly. So the training, the website, I know all of you don't have it, I got it posted up here, is cmgconnect.org. Now those that are certified, you use your email address and then whatever password, hopefully you remember what that is. But if you have problems, Miss Sandra is our person, a point of contact for that. And I believe if you go to the website, cmgconnect.org, that you can sign on as a new member. Now, what really doesn't make sense to me, but I understand that it is a requirement, not only by the diocese, but really preferred by Knights of Columbus. Knights of Columbus, they have a requirement of just 3 officers. They need that training. Is that if it's a Saturday afternoon evening mass, if it's a Sunday mass going on, we all could go use the same bathroom as the children. It doesn't make sense to me. But that is the rules of engagement for us to do our people like as we're promoting patriotism, as we're doing an essay contest, as we're doing a basketball contest, that whenever we are in physical contact with young people, we should be safe, environment trained, and certified. Certified just means you've gone through the curriculum, so there's no test to it. So I put that out there just in case. I'm not going to tell you 7 times, but cmgconnect.org. Please consider doing it and lift up our numbers for those who have had the training. And so that's enough to get off the soapbox. I just want you all to be protected.
Also, if you wish to get or pursue the training for the Knights of Columbus, you go to KofC.org/safe. That is also another place where you can go for training, because the diocese does accept Knights of Columbus training certificates. If you go to KofC.org/safe and sign up for what's called the Custodian Academy, it's a brand new addition to the safe environment for Knights of Columbus. So it used to just be called Custodian, now it's called Custodian Academy. And if you register for that, you can get an account and you can take classes.
And before there used to be a green box that would be for the required officers and a blue box for anybody who wanted to take it. Now you just have training that's right there on the site. You watch the videos. If you want to just be educated and not get the certificate, you can. Or you can register for the account and you can get the training and certificate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so report of the third degree, good night. Oh, it is? Right.
So is there a preference of which one you decide to go to?
Well, right now, the diocese, request or required site is CMG Connect. But you can do both, or as we just learned, if you choose to do the Knights of Columbus one, that's being accepted, so either one.
Okay, then the follow-up question. You said 3 officers?
Yeah, so it's the Grand Knight, somebody help me out there.
The program director, the grand knight, community director, family director.
Okay.
Yeah.
Four.
So
So
those
those
four
four
is-
Are required.
Can you say that one more time, Kate?
Sorry.
So the four positions that are required to get council are the grand knight, the program director, the community director, and the family director. The only 2 positions within that are required by the council for background checks are also the community director and family director. And the background checks are covered by those comments. So you don't have to do those.
And my follow-up question to that is, if those 4 people are certified, and all we need such as this, we're all covered?
Okay, so what could, and this is where any discussions have happened. I mean, I'm a district deputy, and I have 4 councils that I represent, and my questions come up so many times. So, because what it is you're looking at a council president this size, and a parish this size, to have 4 people at a minimum is absurd. You have to, because what they're saying is, at least one of those people must be present, because they're the ones that are certified. Hence the reason the Knights of Columbus ask for more than one person beyond those 4 to be certified, to take on that responsibility as an extra burden. So, to answer your question, yes, the minimum is 4. One of those must be present. Whatever activity you're at, there might be a chance of running into a child or a vulnerable adult. So that's why we suggest more than one, either taking a licensing training, or the Knights of Columbus training, or both.
With that, training, can we get a certificate or a card?
So if you sign up for the academy, and you take your training, is a satisfactory training by the excellent course, or if you go to the background check as well, then yes, you do a digital certificate that can be printed out, or you can just keep it on your computer as a PDF document. Kyle.
I have a question. That certificate is obviously sitting out in the academy. Are we gonna change that or transfer that over physically to the Assembly to track that? Or will?
So if you take the course, you'll be directed to at the end of the course, you'll be directed to a PDF, and you can print it out and you can save it to your computer. If you save it to your computer as a certificate.pdf, you can then email it to the diocese to the name of the person that you mentioned. And then she'll accept that certificate and give you your certification with the diocese.
And the second part of the question, maybe the background check. Those of us that have done a background check, we've asked them, level, is that gonna be?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. So, the education you take through the diocese does not apply to the Knights of Columbus, because they operate at an even higher standard. Precision is considered the gold standard when it comes to safe environment training. Not to say that the diocese is not, trying to do the best for our children and vulnerable adults, but the program that we've gone through is strictly designed for the diocese and like religious education and that sort of thing. ours goes above and beyond because we go to secular environments, even outside of the parish. So we have to have our minds and our hearts set to serve in communities that may be secular. Jerry.
Answer part of my question. Can we cut out the work with the diocese to get all the
Yes, so can we have work through on this and the new design website for the state of Idaho, is that the one you're mentioning? Okay, I was assuming you were able to update that, absolutely. But if you do go to the new Idaho state website, which is idahokofc.org, there's a link from the state website to the Supreme's state department website. Sorry for
Very good, thank you. So I'll just close for myself and 24 other nights that were here last year for the initial training is that we go to the site and part 2, and you'll see, I think it's 5 parts. Our next required training is part 2. And electronically, there, Sandra and our diocese tracks our compliance with the refresher training, initial and refresher training. Next year, I'll go back to the same site and there'll be part 3 that I will be, or we will be required to take. But in addition, if I'm not mistaken, there's about 16, if not 20 continuing education programs that we're eligible to take for our own good. So it's an ongoing program. Yeah. Okay. Enough said with that.
For the third reading, we're going to be covering the next phase of the garden recreation as well as prep and serve food for master grass and a few other things.
Okay, thank you. All right, for the good of the order around the room, anyone have issue, concern, or announcement that you would like? Go ahead.
Thank you for that. I would like your prayers and for our brother, Mark Miranda, who was involved in a motor vehicle crash about last Tuesday. He has broken his ankle and underwent surgery today. He texted me that everything went well, but he's going to have some recovery, and that's why he's not here today. So I'm going to ask your prayers for Mark, his passenger, as well as the other people in the vehicle. Thank you.
Just your prayer. Okay. Anyone else? Chris?
I'd like to note that I see that Mr. Ron Campbell is on a webcam here. But I know Ron Campbell and his wife, they have over 20 years. Well, this afternoon, I was asked to speak with his wife. And Ron, as you probably know, has had partnerships for a long time, 20 years. But I found out today his wife has serious partnerships as well. Ron Campbell has been supporting his wife for many years. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a night tonight. And so I would just ask you to remember Ron and his wife in your prayers. They're most deserving and most desirous that we remember them in their prayers.
Thank you. Okay, Brother Dick?
Thank you. I would appreciate prayers for my wife. She'll be going in tomorrow for a procedure to do a biopsy for a small cyst on her pancreas. So I appreciate your prayers for that.
And for this we pray. Okay, is there any other requests for requests?
So I just wanted to ask for prayers, especially since we have our Manfred building transferring, but I wanted to ask for prayers to repose of the soul, probably one of the oldest knights in the state of Idaho who passed away. His name is Les Quebec. Les Quebec passed away, and I believe he was, did you know he was the second for a while? Or was he real close? Okay, close enough. But he was literally one of the oldest knights in the books. And he was aware that Bruce Wilson, I believe, Bruce also passed away. And so both of those gentlemen, since our last meeting, passed away. Bruce Wilson served faithfully as a field agent. And Lester has just been absolutely paramount in making a difference wherever he goes. So one last request for those two gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just got an email from John Pettinger about past state deputy Paul Showshine. Okay. That he passed away most recently. I guess he was state deputy from 1977 to 79. And so more information will be coming forward. Okay. With that, there's no other, just mention that our next assembly meeting and council meeting will be Tuesday, 5 September, which is the day after Labor Day. And same place, same time, social hour, be just as it is. The facility here will be closed on Labor Day, but reopened following that. So with that, there's no other requests. Please stand, Maria. And then the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father, Lord, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, that we forgive those that have against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Father, Larry, would you give us the last word? Blessing?
We bring thanks to you for the noble gathering. Let's children guide and protect them. We know with more grace for the good work they are doing among their people, not only their people, all over the state and beyond. May they continue to abide in the word of truth. The Lord be with you. Almighty God bless you with the Father, with the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Peace be with you.
Thank you for being here. I need to say yours. Joe.